Welcome to a guide to Farming Simulator 19 Platinum Edition, Part 5, Bonus Content, with me, MrSealyp. So, Part 5 of the Platinum Edition Guide to Class DLC, whatever you want to call it, is the bonus content, the bonus edition. Now, I couldn't do those videos last week, whilst I got an advance early copy of the game to be able to put some videos out last week. This was linked to the pre-order. This is a pre-order bonus. There's this, and there's the CLAAS Dominator 108 SL Maxi. This is the Taurean 1914 Dev Mule. And they were available if you pre-ordered. If you have the season pass already, you got this automatically. But because until my season pass clicked over to midnight last night, I didn't have access to this. So, in front of us, as I've just said, we've got the Taurean 1914 Dev Mule. Now this is, for all intents and purposes, identical to the 1914. The point is, this was the development vehicle. When they were developing it, getting it ready, and they didn't want people to know it was their loader and that kind of thing, they had this rather wacky kind of paint scheme put on it to camouflage it so people didn't know. So part of the bonus edition, bonus content is you get this version of it, the development vehicle. So like I say, I mean, realistically, is it any different? No, it's not. It does exactly the same thing. It's the same engine size, you know, that kind of thing. It's the colours that are they're different. It's just to have something a little bit different, I guess, in the game. This will use up 27 slots. It's a little bit more expensive, oddly, and that's a weird thing. You can kind of get your head around. It's more expensive than the actual production version, I suppose, because it's special and limited, and you know, people didn't know about it, I guess. But anyway, you will find this under wheel loaders. So the Taurean 1914 there is 248,500, and the Taurean Dev Mule is 250,500. So a couple of grand more for the paint job, I guess, because it was special. Options available: we can have Trelleborg, we can have, now I'm going to say it again, as many people have told me it's Mitas, and then as many people again have told me it's Mitas. I can't win whichever way around I say it, because all the people that say it's Mitas are adamant that's how you say it. All the people that say it's Mitas are adamant that's how you say it. You know what? People pronounce things differently all around the world. It doesn't really matter. There are more things in life to worry about. Anyway, Mitas, Mitas, whatever you say it. And then there's the Michelin's option as well. And that's it. Those are your options. 224 horsepower. If you watched my part, was it 3 on loaders, I already looked at this one, but we'll jump in. Like I say, it's pretty much the same. Lighting's all the same. Beacon on the top. In cab, pretty much the same. Lights on there. We can scroll through our lights. They all kind of come on that top panel. Yeah, door, jam, whatever they call it. My mind's gone blank what it's called. Beacons for that on, that light comes on up there as well. And there you go. I mean, like I say, there's not really a lot to say about it. You get it if there's a pre-order bonus. Joystick moving there for the controls of the front loader arm. Not a bad bit of kit. So it'll come down to, really, do you want it in the CLAAS colours, or do you want to be a little bit different and have it in the Dev Mule colours? That, realistically, looking at both of them next to each other, there really is nothing else different about them. Now, something I did notice, and some I did point out to me, some of these vehicles do have a ball hitch attachment as well as a tow, like a normal pin hitch. But these ones are just pin hitch attachments. But anyway, there you go. So that's the 1914 Dev Mule. Let's have a look at the other one we get as a pre-order bonus. And it's this little beauty. This is the Dominator 108 SL Maxi. This is a slightly older harvester, as you can probably tell. Very, very nicely recreated, I think. That's the best way of putting it. I like it. I like a lot of the older machinery anyway. This is down on the smaller end category of harvesters. And it's nice that we've kind of got a spread of harvesters with the Tucano in this pack and then the Lexion at the top end. And then we've got this down the bottom end. So when you're kind of starting out harvesters, this is kind of down that part. We'll have a look at it in here. We could have a look at under class tractors harvesters if we wanted to, but if we look at the smaller end here, we've got the TX32 for 100 grand, we've got the Nova for 105, then we're up to the Activa at 202. Tank capacities there are 5,600, 4,500 and 8,600. This comes between these two, the Nova and the Activa. So we scroll up a little bit further till we get to it. There we go. It's 7,800 litre tank. 221 horsepower, 139,000. So it does put it slap bang in between those two. We do have one option on this where it says change main colour. We can change it to the class grey, and that puts the chassis and stuff underneath into the class grey. As you can see under there, if I switch that back, that just puts that back into the class green instead of the class grey. That's the only option available on it. Runs at 15 miles per hour. So like I say, yeah, it comes right between these two here, tank capacity size and price wise. So 139,000, it's not too bad. One thing I will say though, and we're going to have a look at that in a second, as part of the bonus pack, if you want to call it that, and the class DLC, it doesn't come with a corn header. These will give you options of which headers you can have, corn champions and various different bits and bobs. But this one doesn't specify a corn header. It's got the C510 header, which is your normal grain crop header, but it doesn't give you an option. And if we go into the options here under class and we look at it here, you've got the Dominator there, the C510 header, and then the C510 header trailer. Now the actual header itself is a 5.1 metre, that's 15 slots, and the header trailer for that is only 2 slots, which is weird because a lot of the header trailers in this pack have been quite high on the slot count. This seems to be the other way around. The header itself is a bit more slot count and then the trailer isn't. I'm not too sure why that would be the case, but there's no actual kind of corn header given as an option for that, so we're going to have a look at that in just a second. So let's jump in and fire it up. Actually, let's have a look around this one as well. So that's the header and the header trailer. Someone asked me that they were told the headers lock onto the header trailers. From what I've found using them, they seem to, when you put them on, they do seem to like clunk into place, and driving out here and around the map I haven't had any problems with them falling off or anything like that. So as far as I know, they do lock into place. So let's jump in. The ladder comes up. Start it up. Sounds nice. If we open it up like so, nice few bits of animation going on there. We do have a beacon, beacons front and rear, lights, rear lights, work lights at the front, and there's a light there that comes out on the side, which is not actually on the auger, but it points out the direction the auger comes out. Auger out like this. What I do like about this one as well is the auger pipe comes out quite a high angle, so you shouldn't have too much trouble getting over most trailers. Some of the smaller harvesters, the angle of the pipe is quite low and you struggle to get over some of the bigger trailers. That one doesn't seem too bad actually. Looks quite good. We're on the back end of this. At the moment it's on just kind of like, well, swathing is disabled at the moment. If I want to enable swath dropping, we do that. Got all these nice little animations going on. Look at that. Rather cool. Like that a lot. Then disable swath dropping, and it puts that all away again. We do have a trailer hitch on the back, obviously, to carry our header around with us. But not bad at all. So let's get the header on. In cab, as you would expect, because it's an older harvester, there's not all the fancy electronics and screens and all that kind of stuff. It's fairly kind of bare bones because it's an older harvester, but nice detail inside. Very cool. Now I have found with header trailers generally, I'm not a fan. I do prefer the headers that have their own built-in wheels. Depends on what kind of ground you're on. If the ground's not particularly level, sometimes they can be a bit of a pain to take on and off, but it's okay. Start her up. Sounds great, looks great. I like it. Like I always say when I do my guide twos, anything that adds something into the game. I know there are a lot of naysayers out saying there's no point, the class DLC's rubbish, it's not bringing anything new. It's a new manufacturer. Yeah, I mean a harvester's a harvester. If that's your attitude towards the game, then you might as well just have one harvester in the game and nothing else. The whole point is, harvesters are harvesters. They're all different manufacturers, different types, different sizes. So whilst, yes, alright, it hasn't brought anything revolutionary to the game, it's a whole new raft of equipment from a different manufacturer. They are all slightly different. You can't even say they're reskins of original. They're not. Absolutely not. This is the CLAAS Dominator. It's completely different. I like it. I like it a lot. If I change that over then and put it on swath dropping, so that's now switched over. Go again. And there we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let that carry on a little bit. Actually, no, what we'll do, stop that there. And we're going to go over to the other one that I've got. Now, I thought I would try this because I was pretty sure people were going to ask. The Corio 875FC corn header that comes for the Tucano, I was pretty sure the question would be asked, will that work on the Dominator? Because like I say, there wasn't a header that kind of came with it for doing corn. Now what I will say, the stalk stompers on the bottom there, the bash plates that push down onto the ground to hopefully in front of the wheels and tyres, but also to stop the header crashing onto the ground, seem to be quite low, and if I get in it and start it up, when this drops down into operating position, it pushes down on the ground and the wheels come off the ground and it can't push forward. It really does not like that at all. It's this unknown reason. The last time I did it, it said it hit an object. It really does not like that at all. So unfortunately, the Corio 875 looks like that's not an option. So what I have done is got one of the Capellos, and because we've got the new colour palette, I've grabbed one of the Capello 6 metre. So what we'll do is we'll hook that up, we'll give that a go. Block pine objects. Oh, there we go. Right, so that seems to be working absolutely fine. We're running between 4 and 5. I mean, I don't even know whether that's really perfect. You might even have to go smaller than that with the Corn Champion or the 3 metre Capello possibly, but it is harvesting, it is doing it. Now it's speeding up a little bit, we're going over the hill. That seems to work fine. So if you're going to go for a corn header on this, I wouldn't say going bigger than that would be a great idea. You probably could go for the next one up if you wanted to, but that's the Capello 6 metre. That's the HS. Let's just double check that, I don't want to get it wrong. The HS8, weirdly, it's a 6 metre, but it's a HS8 anyway. So yeah, I mean, you'll get away with the F4 no problem. The Corn Champion will probably work on it no problem at all. And you probably even, if you wanted to put a John Deere header on a CLAAS, but because of the new colour palette, you can just go in, change the main colour, and you can come down, and you can either do it with the green, the white, the red, or the. Now, again, all of the reviews I did, I didn't mention on some of the others. There's the CLAAS Grey as well. That seemed to annoy some people, but anyway. Yeah, we've got the CLAAS Grey as well, so you can pick any one of those colours if you want to, and you can change it to that. So there you go. That's the Dominator 108 SL Maxi. I like that. It fits very nicely in the kind of run of harvesters. Something a little bit different. It's a little bit more pricey, but it's got a larger tank capacity. Some nice features on it. Looks great. Sounds great. Really cool. So those are the 2 bonus vehicles that come with your Platinum Edition, Platinum Expansion, depending on which one you've got or gone for. I hope you found this useful and informative in some... Oh, hang on. Wait for it. 40 slots. I completely forgot. I do apologise. It's 40 slots. Quite high on the slot count. The other smaller ones are fairly high as well, but not 40. I think they're running at 28, 30, something like that. So yeah, 40 slots. Quite high on the slot count. Sorry, I completely forgot that. Anyway, so hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.